You're a former kicking star at my alma mater, the University of Wyoming. And when the toe meets the ball, the clock will start. We're underway. It's a good kick. Touchback. Kansas City's ball. First down on their own 20. Kansas City, we're watching them. They're going to have Bruce Jankowski in place of Otis Taylor as a wide receiver right. He was just activated for this game. Otis Taylor has injured ribs. There he is, the former Ohio State star. The wide receiver left will be Robert West, number 26. Willie Frazier, the tight end, 83. Dawson, the quarterback. Ed Podolak, 14, and Wendell Hayes, 38, of the running back. A slot left formation, in motion is Jankowski. Wendell Hayes goes down on the 19, fumble, but I think he was already down. He slid forward over his 20-yard line. The tackles, Jim Tyre, 77 for Kansas City. Ed and Dave Hill, 73. Ed Buddy, 71, the left guard. Mo Mormon, 76, the right guard. And Jack Rudnay, the center, is 58. Second down, 9 to go. Kansas City on their 21-yard line. Lenny Dawson, third in the conference in passing. LaMonica second. Marty Domrus of Baltimore is first. Going to throw on second down, and he's hit on the 15 or 10-yard line. Right in there was Otis Sistrunk, who has been the find of the year for the Oakland Raiders. He was a reserve in L.A. They picked him up for a fourth-round choice for a fifth-round pick, and Sistrunk, with no college experience, has done quite a job here in the front four. Gus Otto comes in now as a linebacker.
There's Sistrunk now making the big rush. This entire front four of the Oakland Raiders has brilliant speed. They can really rush, and Kansas City could have a difficult time, obviously, if they don't stop that rush up front.
Third down and 20 for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're running Wendell Hayes, and he's hit by Gerald Irons, the linebacker, number 86, third-year man from Maryland Eastern Shore. And the Chiefs are in trouble right at the beginning. A fourth down and 15. Let's set up the kicking teams now. Gerald Wilson, the incomparable punter, has averaged 46 yards a kick. That's the best average in the National Football League. But the opponents have returned his kicks 9.5 yards. George Atkinson and Cliff Branch are the safety men. This is a low kick, a driving kick, and a fair catch. A play that wasn't too smart there by Cliff Branch. Nobody was within 10 yards of him. And one of the goals of the specialty teams returning punts is to return every punt that's playable. Don't fair catch anything you think you've got a good shot to run back. And they could have been down around the 40 or 35-yard line of Kansas City. All right, it's first down now. Oakland on the Kansas City 47. They're in a slot right. LaMonica, the quarterback. Here's the ball to Charlie Smith. And Charlie Smith to the 43-yard line of Kansas City. Jammed up by Jim Kearney, the safety man, and Jim Lynch, the right linebacker.
Kurt, we'll watch very closely that action right up front. First series defensively, the Oakland Raiders took it to the Chiefs. On the very first play, and there is something, Buck Buchanan. Buck Buchanan limping off, and if you lose Buck in the middle of that line, you really have problems. But on that first play, the Oakland offensive line really took it to Kansas City.
Well, that might be crucial. George Seals, who replaced him, is also banged up for Kansas City. And let's see now if they're going to work in that right tackle spot. Second down, 6, Oakland on the Kansas City 43. No score early. Charlie Smith, 40, 35. Charlie Smith is to the 34-yard line for a first down. The last two games, he's gained over 100 yards a game. He was out all last year with a knee injury that wasn't serious enough to be operated on, but still serious enough to put him out of action. He missed the preseason, And about the second game of the year is when he started to play regular again. He's just now finding himself. It's Marv Hubbard, 30, and down to the 26-yard line. This Oakland team used to be a big play club. A lot of passing, big plays. It turned into quite a running team now. And as Hank Graham said, they're right at the peak of their running game.
Right, Kurt. Now, here's a situation where LaMonica obviously should be tempted. Second down, 2 yards to go. You've really got the defense in a bind. He can go up top to Bolitnikov or Tianin. He just might.
Second down, 2 yards to go. Oakland threatening early in this game. Charlie Smith cutting back. Banging just short of the 20-yard line, but he has a first down. Willie Lanier in on the tackle, and Marvin Upshaw, the left end. Another first down for the Raiders, who really came out here fired up. Let's give you the front four now for Kansas City. Upshaw, 81, is the left end. Curly Culp, 61, is the left tackle. George Steele, 67, is the right tackle. And Aaron Brown, 87, is the right end. For the famous trio of Bell, Lanier, and Lynch, the linebackers. Smith cutting back, reaching the 18-yard line. 3-yard pickup for him. And we have a second down 7. Let me set the secondary up, and we'll move on to Al here. Marcellus is the left quarterback, number 40. Thomas, the right quarterback, number 18. Kearney, 46. Sensabaugh, 20, are the safety men. And now coming back in here,
Willie Lanier, Kurt, limping off on the far side. Buck Buchanan, Willie Lanier. Now, that's the first.
I've never seen Lanier leave a game. That's Clyde Werner, 54, into the game. Monica to the air for the first time. His pass was overthrown. He had Bolitnikov at the 4-yard line and overthrew him. Third down and 7. Darryl LaMonica this year has hit 11 touchdown passes. He's been very outstanding on interceptions this year. He's thrown only 5 interceptions. 2.5% of all of his passes have been intercepted. That's the lowest percent of any passer in the American Conference. Third down and 7 for Oakland on the Kansas City 18-yard line. And that pass is to Bolitnikov at the 5-yard line. First and goal to go for Oakland. Sensabaugh knocks Bolitnikov down.
That's Jim Lynch playing now in the middle. Clyde Werner is playing to the right linebacker position. Jim is dropping right. They hit Bolitnikov left. LaMonica, and great protection. Great protection. Big hit by Sensabaugh, but a good gainer.
First and goal to go, Oakland, on the Kansas City 5-yard line. Charlie Smith to the 2-yard line. And he's brought down by Jim Lynch and Mike Sensabaugh. The telecast presented by authority of the Oakland Raider Football Club, intended for the private use of our audience. Coming out is Mike Ciani, and now Ray Chester's got in the game. He didn't start at tight end. Bob Moore was in there. They have the 2 tight ends. Chester's been hampered by a hamstring pull this week. Second down, 2 to go for an Oakland touchdown. That's Charlie Smith, and he scores.
Offensive line, Kurt, is charging as hard as I've seen them charge all year. There was no way Charlie was going to miss this. Good blocking. That's his 6th touchdown of the year.
Charlie Smith, he's on a rampage now, and he's really added that extra dimension in the running game for Oakland. And as Smith scores, that is his 6th touchdown, the extra point by George Blanda. That's his 63rd in a row. He kicked 210 in a row, had 1 block. That's offside, declined. Blanda now has hit another one, so he has kicked 273 out of his last 274 extra points. Timeout, and with a timeout, we'll tell you the Raiders have grabbed a quick 7-0 lead. 9 plays in that drive and went 47 yards after the short punt by Kansas City. 4 minutes they kept the ball, if you like all those kind of things. And here is the Poister now to kick to either Podolak or Larry Marshall. 7-0 Oakland. 8:58 to go in the first period. Kansas City lost today would just about do them in. And another good kick by the Poister. Touchback. Kansas City's ball, first down on their own 20. Kansas City Chiefs have had 7 successive winning seasons. Their last losing year was in 1963 when they were below 500. And here's Willie Lanier. Looks like his foot. They need him, and they need Buck Buchanan. They're taping up his foot. Hank Stram's the only coach this team has ever had. They've averaged about 10 victories a year. They've been one of the most successful teams in pro football. So is Oakland. That's why it's always such a great rivalry when they meet. Look at that wide shift out. Dawson, faking, play action, out to Podolak, 30. And he's run out of bounds for a first down on his 33-yard line by Willie Brown. Willie Brown, one of the premier cornerbacks in pro football.
In the fourth period, it's 13-3. Cincinnati Bengals leading the Chicago Bears. Going into the fourth period, the New Orleans Saints 16, the Los Angeles 13. Also, Kurt, in that O.J. Simpson got his 1,000th yard. I guess that's his first time for Buffalo, and on a losing team, quite a tribute to O.J.
He's the first 1,000-yarder in the American Conference. Larry Brown was the first one this year in the National Conference. I've counted there about 12 with a chance for 1,000 yards this year. Boy, is he hit there. Ed Podolak smacked at the 34-yard line by Gerald Irons, the right linebacker, and Horace Jones, the right end, 82. Art Toms is the right tackle, 80. Sistrunk, the left tackle, 60. Klein, the left end, 84. Villano, 41, the left linebacker. Connors, 55, the middle linebacker. Wilson, 48, the left cornerback. Brown, 24, the right corner. Atkinson, 43, and Tatum, 31, are the safety men. Second down, 10. Kansas City trailing 7-0 in their own territory. West and Jankowski are the wide receivers. This is Podolak, and the former Iowa quarterback brings it out to his 37-yard line, down by Phil Villapiano. It is now third down and 6 to go for Kansas City.
We'll pay particular attention to the two men in the middle, Otis Sistrunk, number 60, 80 Art Toms, particularly Sistrunk. He's a very powerful man, extremely quick. They may try to attack right at Otis. It'll be interesting to watch him. Number 60, there he is.
All right, this will be their second chance at a third down situation. And the pass is nearly intercepted. Podolak was in the open at the 40-yard line, but the pass was wide of him. And he's hurt. That's 3 of the top players for Kansas City who've been injured already in this game. I thought I saw a lot of players leave the field at Miami between the Jets and the Dolphins. This one may even break that record. Fourth down, 6. Atkinson is the deep man, Cliff Branch in front of him, and Gerald Wilson in punt formation. There's a typical Wilson punt. Look at that one. Into the end zone. Hit the crossbar. It's an automatic touchback. Wilson punted that ball from his own 30. That was 65 yards in the air. And now with a timeout, we'll tell you the score of the Oakland Raiders 7, Kansas City Chiefs nothing. You want to know why Ed Podolak had to crawl off the field? Watch him being hit here by Jack Tatum. Look at this. Oh, my Lord. I tell you, that Tatum was one of the hardest hitters in the history of Ohio State football. LaMonica fumbles the ball, and right on him is Upshaw, number 81. They messed up the handoff. Upshaw pounced on him, and it's a big loss for the Oakland Raiders. Marvin Upshaw is playing against his brother today.
Roy Lanier is back in the football game. You'll see 63 giving the pursuit from the inside. I know the Kansas City Chiefs fans are happy to see that. There's old Curly Cub with one of his wrestling holds.
Second down, 16 yards to go. Oakland on their 14-yard line. A cutback by Charlie Smith. He's to his 16 or 17, and that's all. Jim Lynch took him down. Darryl LaMonica's averaged 25 touchdown passes a season. He won't do it this year with only 11. He's gone much more conservative against the deep zones. They used to call him the mass bomber with all of his long bombs, but now he's working much more patiently to develop the running game more. It's a very balanced offensive club. Third down and 14. Oakland from their 16-yard line. Charlie Smith, they're trying to hem in. He doesn't get a first down as he's dropped on his 24-yard line, an 8-yard gain. Let's set up the kicking teams again for you. It's coming on now. Jerry DePoyster, who has averaged just 37 yards a kick. However, he has been kicking better the last 3 weeks, they say. In receiving formation, Larry Marshall and Ed Podolak was back in the game. Now timeout. And they want a new ball. Jim Otto over that ball. He's never missed starting a game in 13 years since the inception of the American Football League for the Raiders. The wobbly kick is coming to Podolak on his 35 for the fair catch. Kansas City takes over. We'll have a timeout with a score. Oakland 7, Kansas City nothing. These are final scores. The Browns beat Buffalo 27-10. Atlanta over Denver 23-20. Washington 21-16. About ready to wrap up their Eastern Division. The Steelers win the big one, beating the Vikings 23-10. Look at that score. Giants murdered the Eagles today. First down, Kansas City here on their 35-yard line. Podolak bursting through and gets fumbled. Picked up by Connors. Connors came up with it. Dan Connors, a veteran middle linebacker. And Oakland has the ball.
It was obscure. He does break away from Art Toms here. This fumble hurts. There's Jack Tatum. It's 2 big pops he's had on Podolak.
So that's our first turnover in the game. Average field position is interesting. Kansas City is calling a timeout.
Here's Otis Sistrunk, number 60. All right, now, really, the only thing that we're showing there in watching Otis, he was really playing an outside rush. You notice he wasn't coming directly across. But the speed of the man and giving that inside pursuit was really what made it possible to make that tackle. They've got great speed. Here's a situation, Kurt, that's interesting. Now, LaMonica in the past used to love to go up top after he got a break, go for the big score. He does obviously want to get well ahead of Kansas City because they're a far better team when they're out front than when they're behind. They like to play possession football. So let's see if there's a change in Darryl LaMonica's style.
This year, hockey joins NBC sports schedule with the first telecast on Friday night, December 29th. NBC will be bringing you weekend action, 2 primetime regular season night games, and the Stanley Cup playoffs, with 2 of those telecasts at night. The average field position so far, on 3 possessions, Kansas City has started averaging out on its 25-yard line, Oakland on its own 45-yard line. This is Charlie Smith. 35 to the 30. Charlie Smith nearly has a first down. He may have it. He was hit by Aaron Brown, the right end. Charlie Smith. Good block for him by George Bueller. And we're going to have a measurement. Smith has gained over 500 yards this year. I'll never forget the famous Heidi game here. The last minute of that game that did not reach the fans of America as Charlie Smith circled out of the backfield, caught a long pass of 40 yards over his right shoulder, and scampered into the end zone to put the Oakland Raiders ahead of the Jets. This crowd went wild, stormed out of the field, and seconds later the Raiders scored another touchdown. But it was Smith that put him out in front to save. One of the most famous football games ever played.
In order to bolster their defense now, George Fields has come out. Wilbur Young is now being put in there at right defensive tackle. Remember, Buck Buchanan is out. He is hurt. So they're going with Wilbur Young, who ordinarily plays the defensive end. They're playing him inside. Willie Lanier is also out. Jim Lynch is in the middle, so the Chiefs are hurting.
Pete Banaszak is in now, replacing Marv Hubbard for the Raiders. First down, Oakland's on the Kansas City 28-yard line. Oakland is leading 7-0. 4:22 to play in the first period. Smith to the 26-yard line. They're really using him.
Terry, it's going to be interesting to see how many times they challenge Emmett Thomas. Now, we've said constantly that Emmett is one of the best defensive cornerbacks in all of football. More than likely, they stay away from Emmett. They try to throw beneath Jim Marcellus on the far side, number 40.
Smith already has carried the ball 9 times for 41 yards. On first down, LaMonica out to the sideline, and a good catch there by the tight end, Bob Moore, former Stanford All-Pacific Coast player. This is his second year. He's been playing behind Raymond Chester, one of the best in the business. Moore's probably good enough to start with most other teams at tight end. Gain of 7. Second down 3. Clarence Davis now is in the backfield in place of Charlie Smith. Davis is a lot like Mercury Morris, gives you that outside dimension. Here he comes, and they haul him down to the 20. A brilliant play there by Jim Kearney, the strong safety for the Kansas City Chiefs. The loss of the yard makes it third down. 4 yards to go for the Oakland Raiders on the Kansas City Chiefs 20-yard line.
Jim Kearney, Kurt, also is a man you don't want to challenge. He already has 4 interceptions. 3 of them he's brought back for touchdowns. He's a great tackler, comes up to the line very well, but covers that tight end very well. He's a strong football player. Number 46, Jim Kearney.
They put their 2 wide receivers on the right, and their tight end on the left. This is a favorite formation of Oakland. The play is incomplete. Pass coming to Clarence Davis. Now on 4th down, the old man comes on, George Blanda. Holding will be Kenny Stabler. 45-year-old George Blanda, and he's been very accurate. He's missed only 1 field goal this year out of 10 inside the 40-yard line, as you take a look at the field goal chart. Stenerud has missed 3 inside the 40. Stenerud's a better long-distance kicker than Blanda. Blanda's kick, and it's good. It's 10 out of 11 inside the 40 for Blanda this year. Yes, sir. So the Raiders now have built up a 10-0 lead on Kansas City. And they'll kick off again. This is the third time they've kicked off in the first period. Next Sunday on NBC at 1 o'clock, Miami against New England, Houston at Atlanta, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. That's the big game next week. The two teams are tied after winning today for the leadership of the Central Division. And Al and I will be in Pittsburgh for the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers. One of those teams may wind up as the runner-up team. Doesn't win that division. They're in very good shape. Denver's at Kansas City, Buffalo at Baltimore at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and at 4 o'clock, Oakland to San Diego. Check the local listings for the game to be seen in your area. The points are kicking. Marshall comes out with it, and he is really hit down in his 20-yard line. And down on him there is number 45, Greg Slough from Southern California, second-year man. We have quite a few former Ohio State and USC players in this game. Those are the two schools that will be meeting in the Rose Bowl game on NBC January 1st. And they annually turn out 5 or 6 players from each team into professional football. A lot of talent year after year. First down, Kansas City on their 20. They cannot get field position so far in the game. Wendell Hayes is to his 25-yard line. He's met there by George Atkinson and Phil Valapiano. A gain of 5, second and 5 for the Chiefs.
Could be an awfully important series also for Lenny Dawson, Gert. Mike Livingston could well have started. He had a fine second half last week. Hank Stram is in a little bit of a bind. Do you take this great veteran out now against his arch rival? But the situation is so critical, he has to move, so we might see Livingston fairly early unless Lenny gets the team going.
Mike Adamle, number 1, is in behind Wendell Hayes. That Portalax over in the sideline. Second down 5. This is little Adamle. And he stopped at his 27-yard line. He's hit there by Otis Sistrunk, the left tackle. That's Sistrunk. He has shaved his head bald. Very strong, quick up front. And he's really helped this Raider front four. Now we have a third down situation. This will be the third down situation for Kansas City. They have failed to convert on their first 2. They have just not moved the ball so far. They're trailing 10-0 in the last minute of the first period. And there's the first down. Wendell Hayes running it out to his 33-yard line. Belted down by Valapiano. That's the backup quarterback for the Chiefs, Mike Livingston.
Before the game, John Madden was saying that this Oakland Raider team, if they can get by this year, stay in this race, he thinks they have the makings of a really outstanding football team. They're very young. They've made many changes, and it's kind of difficult to keep a team up top and make the changes that you have to constantly make.
Jankowski spread to the right. Robert West in the slot. There goes West in motion. We're seeing a lot of that this year. Wendell Hayes spinning forward to his 38-yard line. Brought down by Otis Sistrunk again, and Gerald Irons, the right linebacker. That's begun the end of the first period. Our score is the Oakland Raiders 10 and the Kansas City Chiefs nothing. The preceding announcement was made on behalf of the National Football League. And we welcome the fans who've been watching the New England-Baltimore game, which Baltimore won 31-0 here in the opening play of the second period. Mike Adamle is stopped by Art Toms, the right tackle of the Kansas City Chiefs. 31-0, the final, Baltimore over New England. Baltimore won 3 in a row, and their last loss was, there's Portalax, he was really hitting the side. Their last loss was by 3 points to the 49ers out here in San Francisco. John Sandusky, the new head coach, right now, tasting some winning ways. Third down. 6 to go. This is the fourth third down situation for the Chiefs. Dawson pass, broken pattern, no good, and the Chiefs will have to punt. Dawson is knocked down, and they're going to call roughing the passer. A flag has been dropped on Otis Sistrunk, who hit him after he let the ball go when he's vulnerable.
CURT, the official, the referee was standing right there. Otis probably could have stopped. He came high with that left arm and really caught Lenny Dawson. We might see Mike Livingston now, although it's a punting situation. Otis Sistrunk did come in, made a good inside move. The referee was right there. He's being booed, but it was an excellent call. You've got to protect that passer, CURT. He's very vulnerable. He's as vulnerable as a punter, and that's what it's all about, protection.
And that penalty puts Kansas City into Oakland territory for the first time this afternoon. It'll be Kansas City's ball on the Oakland 48-yard line. That's been our first penalty. It's been stepped off today. Livingston's now in at quarterback. Mike Livingston. And the play goes to the 45, 44-yard line with Mike Adamley carrying.
This might have made Hank Strand's decision relatively easy, CURT. There's Lenny Dawson on the sideline. He didn't want to take Lenny out of the football game, but this will give him an opportunity now to see Mike Livingston. Mike knows this is a tremendous opportunity for him, and he's really going to go after the Oakland Raiders.
He adds another dimension in the backfield. He's an excellent running quarterback. Dangerous runner. Second down, 7. Wendell Hayes on the dive tackle play is to the Oakland 41, stopped by Tony Klein, the left end. It is now third down and 3. Livingston has done a fine backup job for Dawson every time he's come in. Last week, you put him in the second half. He gained over 300 yards total offense for his team, but he threw 3 costly interceptions.
Tell you one thing he's learned very well from Lenny, though, sitting on the bench. He's learned play action as well as anybody.
On third down, a pass over the head of Jankowski. Fourth down and 3. Nehemiah Wilson was covering Jankowski. And now Jan Stenerud comes in to try a long field goal of 48 yards. And, of course, he's one of the best in business of the long ones. Atkinson will be the safety man. Dawson is going to hold. 48 yards. He's kicked them over 50. That kick is up, and it is no good. Kick just sailed wide. It'll be Oakland's ball, first down on the Oakland 20. We'll take a timeout with a score. Oakland 10, Kansas City nothing. There's a rarity. Willie Lanier on the sideline with a game in progress. I can't ever remember him leaving a game. He evidently has hurt his knee with the ice bag on it. The great middle linebacker of the Chiefs, Willie Lanier. Charlie Smith is stopped at the 23-yard line of Oakland. Sensabaugh, Upshaw, and Bobby Bell all teamed up to hit him. It'll be second down, 7 to go for Oakland on their 23.
Very big series, really, defensively for the Kansas City Chiefs. They started to move a little bit on the offense. They stuttered, but now they've got to stop Oakland. Oakland is trying to establish that run. Ordinarily, they try to establish the pass, then the run, but they're going run, then hope to pass.
Smith and Hubbard are the split backs behind LaMonica. And LaMonica flips it out to Charlie Smith, who left the backfield. Picks up a first down at the Oakland 31-yard line. This fellow's really a dangerous receiver for a back. He doesn't go deep like he used to against the deep zones, but when he wants to, he can get out there and get 40 yards downfield before you know it.
You're right, Kurt. And that time, it was Bob Bell, who's got good speed, that covered him, and I'm sure Darrell saw that. And at some point, he's going to turn Charlie Smith up and send him deep.
All right, both wide men are to the left. The tight end split out to the right. And they run Charlie Smith into the line at the 33-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. Livingston getting that throwing arm of his loosened up now. He didn't have much chance to warm up when Dawson came off the field.
With 2 minutes left in the fourth period, the Los Angeles Rams have now tied it against the New Orleans Saints, 16-16.
Madden's arguing there that he had both feet in bounds. Third down and 9 to go. Let's check this sideline now, Al, and see where his feet were.
Looks like he picked up that right leg a little quick, Kurt. Let's see if we get it. See if that right foot. Yep, they're right on top of it.
We had a flag also dropped on the play. They're conferring with Jim Lynch. Biletnikoff's in a good position to take over the pass receiving leadership. The offside against Oakland is declined by Kansas City. Biletnikoff has caught 42 passes coming into this game. Otis Taylor leads the conference with 44. Harold Jackson of the Eagles had 46 to lead the NFL. Otis Taylor's injured. I don't know what Jackson's done today, but if Biletnikoff has a hot day, he can become the leading receiver this week in the NFL. And here is a sack coming up as LaMonica is thrown back on his 24-yard line by Wilbur Young, the first man in there on him, and then Marvin Upshaw. Now they just joined us, we understand. Another joinee. The Bears and the Bengals game is over, and the Bengals won that game 13-3, a final score. And we welcome those fans. As you join us here, the score is Oakland 10, Kansas City nothing. 11 minutes, 20 to play in the first half, and Oakland's in a punt formation. Larry Marshall and Ed Podolak are deep for Kansas City. Flag down. An illegal procedure has been called on Oakland. Jerry DePoyster will line up 5 yards deeper now for the punt. The Kansas City safety men are on their own 40-yard line. They nearly blocked that one. Fair catch called on the 49, 48-yard line of Oakland by Ed Podolak. And he had to be sure-fingered on that one as he came up on the dead run to take it. So as Kansas City gets ready now for their possession, it's a timeout with a score. Oakland 10, Kansas City nothing. Later tonight, London sets the scene for the sophisticated sleuth work of Peter Falk as Lieutenant Colombo does his work. First down, Kansas City. Mike Livingston at the controls for the Chiefs. They're on the Oakland 48-yard line. Livingston pitching out, and they're inside the 40 as they go to the 39-yard line. The old quarterback option play. Mike Adamle took the pitch out. This drunk was called for roughing the passer. That took Dawson out of the game. Lanier's out with an injury, a bad knee. Buck Buchanan has been injured. And the Chiefs have been battered in the early going here. Second down, a yard to go for Kansas City. And a quarterback sneak by Livingston gives Kansas City a first down on the Oakland 36-yard line, maybe the 35. This drunk tackled him. First down, Kansas City now on the Oakland 35-yard line. He unloads the ball and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Wendell Hayes at the Oakland 30-yard line. And Hayes is wrapped there by Willie Brown, who once intercepted 4 passes in a game. to tie a pro record. Signed originally as a free agent by the Houston Oilers and has developed to one of the premier cornerbacks in pro football his 10th year from Grambling College. Willie Brown, number 24, coming right at you.
And Kurt, the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs now are containing that defensive front, so it looks like the Chiefs could get back in this ball game quickly.
Livingston again, sideline, Adam Lee. And he is hauled down by Nehemiah Wilson. He stayed in bounds at the 32-yard line of Oakland. Mike Adamsley's father played professional football for the Cleveland Browns. 9 minutes to play in a half, 10-0 Oakland. On third down, the big rush is on Livingston. He throws out of desperation over the head of Wendell Hayes. Fourth down, and that was a pass rush that time that did it, with Sistrunk and Klein putting the real heat on Mike Livingston. Livingston now has completed 1 out of 4. They've got Buck hanging in effigy up there, but he's hanging over on the bench right now. Served by Jan Stenerud. He's missed 1 of 48. And this kick is up, and it is good. 40-yard field goal gets Kansas City on the scoreboard. Briefly for identification, this is the NBC Television Network.
WNBC TV, New York.
Curt Gowdy and Al DeRogatis as we watch his kick sail to Clarence Davis, and he grounds it. Where is the kickoff return gone to?
Well, you know, Kerry, really, it's taken a big part of the game out of the game. You know, we may have to put this, may not be a bad idea to kick off a little further back.
That's what I've been saying, Al. Maybe your own 35 or 30, because fellas like Stenerud, these amazing place kickers now, just consistently boom that ball deep in the end zone or out of it. That puts him down. His team has been stalled here in the second quarter. Gives it to Hubbard. And fake to Hubbard. What a fake that was. LaMonica kept the ball as he handed off. I don't know whether they messed up on the handoff. Well, I think it was. The 2 wide boys are on the left, and Moore, the tight end, is split to the right. 3 wide men out. LaMonica throwing under the gun to Charlie Smith. Smith getting away at the 30 and is dropped at his 34-yard line for a first down. That was a desperation pass. He just got rid of it to Smith. Then Smith put on a good moves, Al.
He did, and Darrell played this well. He was going to Bob Moore originally. The rush there by Cub forces him to go to Charlie Smith, and Charlie has good hands.
And completed 5 for 50 yards. First down for the Raiders on their 34. They're leading 10-3. 7.5 to go in the first half. Marv Hubbard is stopped at the 36-yard line. He's a fella who makes no bones about it. He says, I hate the Kansas City Chiefs. When I see that red and white uniform, I go wild. He hasn't gone too wild today. And he was stopped very effectively in Kansas City for Oakland. Flair, flag is down. Smith, 40, 45, 50. Still going. A penalty marker has been dropped on this play, though. Clyde Werner finally stopped him, but it may be called back.
Let's see, Gene Upshaw was leading it out front. They were going to work on Clyde Werner, who's in there now at that right spot. Hard shell over the top. That wasn't the penalty. The penalty had to be behind shell. That looked like a pretty good block. A saving tackle by Werner, but it's all called back.
Well, the flag was dropped behind that line of scrimmage as the pass went away. A 34-yard gain is wiped out on the offside against Oakland.
Well, you know, with Jim Lynch in the middle and Clyde Werner on the right side, Jim just went over to talk to Hank Strand. Now, Werner has to watch that man coming out of the backfield. So,
second down, 11 to go. From their own 31, here's Clarence Davis. Davis getting away at the 40, and very close to a first down. They should have had him that time. 3 or 4 men around him. Miraculously, getting away was Clarence Davis from USC. And the Trojans keep grinding out those tailbacks. O.J. Simpson, Clarence Davis, and now Anthony Davis. Third down. A foot to go. Oakland on their own 43-yard line. I believe he has it. Charlie Smith backing out to his 44. Stopped by Aaron Brown, but it's a first down for the Raiders, who lead 10-3, 5:58 to play in the half.
We haven't talked very much about Bob Brown, number 76. He's that great offensive tackle with the unusual stance. The right foot is way back, and when he blows off that ball, you know he charges.
He cocked that right leg back. Pete Banasack stopped to the 45-yard line on a slashing tackle by Jim Lynch. Clyde Werner came in there with some extra activity, and the home fans booing. LaMonica back for a screen pass. Banasack at the 50, 45, and a first down on the Kansas City 39-yard line. You saw how quickly LaMonica retreated, let them flood in. There is a perfect example of the screen beautifully set up by the quarterback.
You're right, Kurt. Now you know why Willie Lanier is so important. Jim Lynch is going over trying to read it. The linebacker has got to make this play. Clyde Werner really should make it. Jim tried to break the screen, but didn't. Good running by Pete Banasack. Good call by Darryl LaMonica.
Now the Raiders are moving again. They have the ball on the Kansas City 39-yard line. Clarence Davis following up Shaw. And Davis has run out of bounds. They dropped those yardsticks and ran for their lives on the far side. He goes out of bounds on the 33-yard line of Kansas City. A 6-yard gain. It is second down and 4 to go for the Oakland Raiders. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the first half, and Oakland ahead 10-3.
You know, Kurt, we talked last week about Don Shula and that little edge in football. Well, this is what this game is all about. There's a little edge. They know that Clyde Werner does not play that position quite as well as Jim Lynch.
This will be a second down 4. Clarence Davis again. Oh, I tell you, he reminds me, he's not as strong as Mercury Morris, but he gives you that extra dimension. He can get some tough ones inside, but truly dangerous outside. So they have the 3 running backs like the Dolphins of Kick, Stonka, and Morris. The Raiders have Hubbard, Charlie Smith, and now Clarence Davis. Look at him break these tackles, Al.
Right, Kurt. And the one thing about this man, and in that comparison, or a comparison with any good runner, you must never relax. He tends to relax, you relax, and the next thing you know, he's gone.
Oakland on the Kansas City 25 with a first down. There he goes to Biletnikoff. And it's so good, they're arguing that Marcellus interfered with him. Marcellus was adhered right to Biletnikoff all the way and covered him perfectly. Watch this now.
Marcellus covered this man brilliantly. He's awfully good deep. He's a fine cornerback. The thing you ought to look for now is that Bob Moore came limping off. The thing we ought to look for now is trying to negotiate a pass beneath number 40, Jim Marcellus. He's going to cover you deep. Maybe you can beat him short.
Ray Chester, the tight end, spreads out to the left. He's replaced Bob Moore, who limped off. And Biletnikoff and Siani are set to the right. Second and 10. Biletnikoff fires to Biletnikoff, and he has the ball for his second reception of the game. That gives him 44 now and ties him with Otis Taylor for the lead in the American Football Conference. Taylor is injured and has not played thus far. Spot the ball down now in the Kansas City 19. It is third and 4 for Oakland.
You know, Kerr, one thing with Raymond Chester in there, the papers keep saying he's only going to be in there to block. I saw him before the game, and he was running pretty well. He can still go deep on you and beat you.
Charlie Smith back in the backfield. Here he is, cutting and hammered down short of a first down on the 17-yard line of Kansas City. There's an offside. Off offside has been called against Kansas City. And this should give the Raiders a first down, and does. Now on the Kansas City 14-yard line. This has been quite a grinding drive by Oakland. They started on their 20, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plays. Every coach likes to have long drives, consume at least 12 plays, eat up the clock. Kalishnikov, touchdown. He beat Marcellus. And he looks over at Marcellus. A little hard feelings there. He's mad. He thought Marcellus had roughed him up. He points his finger. I'm going to get you.
Well, you know, Kurt, this is a real good move by Kalishnikov. Now, he gave this man a bump right at the end. Marcellus is very physical. He is punishing. But on this play, just before the ball gets there, he gave Marcellus a little bump. And when you beat Jim, boy, the feelings are running high, obviously. But Kalishnikov and Marcellus have been fighting it for a long time. There he is.
An 80-yard drive and 13 plays. And the fumble. The extra point, no good. So we have 2:34 to go now in the half. Nate Allen was in there to fall on that ball. He led the conference last year when he caught 61. He has now caught 45 this year for 33 yards. And he's right behind Harold Jackson of the Eagles. I don't know how many he caught today. He had 46 going into the day to lead all the receivers in the National Football League. Incidentally, we'll tell you more about it. Here's the kick coming to Larry Marshall. Marshall trying to get outside, goes down with Mike Ciani right there with him. But it was 1955 when who played in that game? The Bears and the Lions, wasn't it? Bears and the Packers, 3 backs in that game, gained 100 yards. And 17 years later, it was done again, Thanksgiving Day, between the Lions and the Jets. All right, Kansas City, 1st and 10 on their own 28. Wendell Hayes, the short man, stopped on his 36. The 2-minute warning now has been flashed to each bench. We'll take a timeout. Oakland 16, Kansas City 3. And he was up testing it, as you saw, on the sideline. Evidently, he's all right. We've had a lot of players who have been injured in this game. The Chiefs have really been hit with Dawson, Willie Lanier, Buck Buchanan out. Otis Taylor has not seen action. And down, Kansas City on their 36. They're trailing 16-3. Throw that screen pass to Podolak. It'll be 3rd down and 2 now for Kansas City on their own 36-yard line. Tony Klein put a hard rush on Livingston. The Raiders have sacked the Kansas City quarterback once today, but they've harassed them the rest of the way.
Now, we talk about the way the teams stay away from Emmett Thomas of the Kansas City Chiefs. They also respect number 24, Willie Brown. Willie's out here covering on Robert West, number 26.
3rd down. That's good to Hayes for a first down.
3rd quarter in progress.
Yes, sir, once again. 23-3, Oakland ahead. Oakland has the ball in the Kansas City 34-yard line. 2nd down. And a foot to go. There's a first down, Banaszak. And Lamonika's working him. Upshaw and Culp for the tackle. See what you mean now, or what Henry Sam meant before the game when he said, right now, as we look at the Oakland films and our scout report, their running attack is as good as any in the game at this stage of the season. has been running this ball very effectively today in the last 3 games. Oakland on the Kansas City 29 with the first down. Here's the rollout. All day to throw, and it is a bad pass by LaMonica to Britt Biletnikoff. Gianni and Biletnikoff spread to the right. The tight end, Ray Chester to the left. Play action. That one was nearly grabbed off by Wilbur Young. That would have been a race to the goal line between Wilbur Young, the left tackle, Art Shell, and the quarterback, Darryl LaMonica. They were all 3 behind the line of scrimmage.
He read it real well. Darryl had his wide receivers out to this side, the right. Tried to go screen. The screen showed very early. Really did not develop one. Well, big Wilbur Young. Big as he is, that boy from the Bronx, I think he is from New York, can really run.
Well, we'd have found out.
Yeah.
Branch of the rookie speedster from Colorado. And they lob it deep for him. It's intercepted by Emmett Thomas. Thomas is bumped out of bounds on the Kansas City 23-yard line. LaMonica just threw that one up for grabs.
Yeah, he was getting hit, Kurt. He released it, wasn't really set to get the ball off. See that? He wasn't really firmly in there. This Emmett Thomas. Boy, when he covered you, he really covered you. He was all over Cliff Branch.
Against Kansas City, 1 on Oakland. Mike Livingston setting up. The screen to Wendell Hayes. And Hayes is pulled down just short of his 30-yard line. Second down 4. 8 minutes remaining in the third period. Kansas City behind 23-3. Little Mike Adamle, who in his senior year was Player of the Year in the 1970 Big Ten race.
Yes, Phil. He's going to play off a blocker. Plays off Dave Hill, and then moves the action.
Just dig in. Livingston sneaked it for the first down. Bruce Jankowski, and again Tatum gives him that jolt. Jack Tatum was the monster man, or that roving linebacker at Ohio State, and Woody Hayes always called him one of the hardest hitters he ever coached. He's had a weakness, though, in the pros. There's where he's really punishing and coming up and shutting off a run. His weakness has been in the open field tackling. Sometimes a one-on-one, he lets the tackler get away from him. First down now. Kansas City on the Oakland 48-yard line. There's an inside handoff to Adamle, who squirts it to the 46-yard line of Oakland. Nailed by Phil Villapiano. What a draft pick this Villapiano kid was last year for Oakland, a number 2 pick. Would step right in and started, and is becoming a star.
Also, Kurt, you mentioned earlier about Mike Livingston and his running ability. He was wide open to the right side, and that would become the role of a linebacker. If the quarterback keeps, that linebacker is going to be prepared to come up.
On a quick count, they run Wendell Hayes straight ahead to the Oakland 40-yard line, where Otis Sistrunk threw him down. Now the Chiefs have a third down 2, but while they're staying on the ground, 2 minutes remaining in the period. Third quarter, and they're behind 23-3. Mike Livingston of SMU. Third and 2. Pitch out to Adamle. He'll get the first down and more. And he runs it to the 30-yard line of Oakland. Here's a lot. Adamle now has gained 31 yards in 7 carries. He's moved ahead of highly touted rookie Jeff Kinney. Simpson, scrambling for that sideline, forced out of bounds by number 80, Art Tom, who, by the way, has blocked 4 field goal attempts this year and had a piece of the 5th and intercepted a pass. In 2 games, he's blocked 2 field goal attempts in each game. Number 1 pick from the University of Syracuse 4 years ago. Buck Buchanan is out. Lanier's not even suited up for the second half, and Otis Taylor's played just 1 play. 4 leading stars for Kansas City injured today. And it is intercepted by Jack Tatum. Tatum has the ball after it was deflected. That's the 3rd interception today for Oakland, and the 4th turnover against Kansas City. Jack Tatum, a few plays ago, knocked his former Ohio State teammate Jankowski out of bounds. On this interception, Jankowski just tackled him. First down. Oakland on their 31-yard line. Myers hovers to his 33, and that's all. But now, don't hurt him. Upshot nearly kicked his teammate Lynch in the face.
Kind of surprising, looking at a double wing setup or one setback to, especially when you're far ahead, because the team isn't figuring you're going to pass. They had to figure that Hubbard was going to run. There wasn't much chance of his gaining there.
And rather a draft 3rd period, Oakland playing it tight. Kansas City just can't get moving. Here's Charlie Smith, flags are down. Charlie Smith. Here's 41-yard line, but a drop flag at the line of scrimmage, and I believe it's against Oakland. Backfield in motion against the Raiders. Smith trying to achieve his 3rd 100-yard game in a row. O.J. Simpson just missed the 100-yarder today with 94 yards. It moved him over 1,000. And we have now had, coming into this weekend, this Sunday schedule, 63 100-yard games. An amazing figure. And we counted it with about 12 players have a good chance over 700 yards so far, 900 yards. 3 more games to go after Sunday to wind up with 1,000 yards rushing for the year. An amazing figure. There goes Clarence Davis. And Jim Lynch brings him down for a loss. Jim Kearney came up to aid him. 23-3 Oakland. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd period.
We also know, Kurt, that Ron Johnson today was over 100 yards. How far over, I don't know exactly. That big win for the Giants. But another point that we made, we figure that there's been at least 12 to 15 more 100-yard days on the grass than on artificial surface.
LaMonica likes to play on the natural grass. He always seems to do better. Look at those figures. He got a good day. Here's a draw play. Davis just stepped up as he was starting to go somewhere. Bobby Bell upended him. And it's 4th down for the Raiders now with their line of scrimmage, their own 33. And they'll be in punt formation. 4th and 8. Next Sunday, the Steelers and the Browns will command the attention of pro football. That game will be on at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time from Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, where Ellen and I will be. And that game will be the battle for first place in the Central Division of the American Conference. A high, beautiful kick by the Poister. Larry Marshall on his 20. 25 to his 30. Oh, he hit there. Going downfield is Cloud, Greg Cloud, USC, and Alonzo Thomas of USC. Raiders are up there in defense this year, 3rd in total defense. Last year they were way down. They've improved their defense. What a kick. And Wilson is down. I think they say he was run into. Here's Atkinson returning it. He slipped, but they threw a flag anyway. I don't know, the flag may have been for something else.
Yeah, the flag had to be tipped because it was definitely a slip. He just totally goes down with all that energy that we've kind of emphasized. He just totally, his feet came right out from under him.
That's unsportsmanlike conduct. Just watch Wilson now slip on this. He puts everything he has into it. I watched the ball go there and I went back to watch him. Thought at first he might have been run into, but he slipped.
Last week, Gerald Wilson threw the first completed pass he's thrown.
An unsportsmanlike conduct foul was signaled. Wilson will punt again. Not as good as kick. Cliff Bragg takes it on the 43 of Oakland. Oh, he started to go somewhere and slid out of bounds on the Kansas City 47. 38-yard line with a first down. They're leading 23-3. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Davis running behind Upshaw. Boy, Upshaw blasted somebody. Second down, 2. Lance Davis to the 49 of Oakland for a first down. Curly Culp tackled him. First down for the Raiders. Oakland leading 23-3. If they win today, they're just about in as the Western Division champs of the American Conference. They would play the winner of the Central Division. The runner-up wild card team, unless it's in Miami's division, would play Miami at Miami. Big hole for Marv Hubbard. Ed Hubbard brings it to the 41 of Kansas City. Finally brought him down.
There's probably no one in football that hits harder than Bob Brown off the ball. They're running that play off of Bob Brown's side. Good block by the center. Good block on Jim Lynch. Marv Hubbard makes a nice cutback. Clyde Werner comes over late for the tackle.
First down for the Oakland Raiders on the 41-yard line of the Chiefs. They may get this play off or may not. For the gun sound for the quarter. They're not going to. There's the gun. And that's the end of the preceding announcement was made on behalf of the National Football League. You'll see one of those wild Brahma steers, a rodeo, and they try and wrestle him down. That's like trying to get Hubbard down. On the Kansas City 37-yard line. Second down and 6 for the Raiders. They're leading 23-3. They're well in command. They bring Hubbard back to the weak side. Turns it on, goes out of bounds on the 23-yard line. The Raiders have been a real ripper in the fourth period this year. They have scored their most points in the fourth quarter. That's their quarter.
Gene Upshaw makes a great trap block right there on Wilbur Young. Kansas City's desperately trying to correct that weakness in that right side. Buck Buchanan's been out, and since Willie Lemire has been taken out, Lynch had to move to the middle. They worked on that left side, but as Kurt said, Oakland really has been devastating in the fourth quarter.
First down for the Raiders on the Kansas City 23. Charlie Smith cracked down on the 22-yard line and hit by Curly Culp. The Raiders have a 2nd and 9, and it looks like you're watching one of the teams you'll be seeing in the playoffs, the Oakland Raiders. The Miami Dolphins are already in. Raiders get by this quarter and win one more, they're in. They go to the 19, and that was Clyde Werner, who made the hit on Charlie Smith. Monica's really played it tight in the second half. He's got a 20-point lead. He doesn't have to mess around. Charlie Smith with 17 carries now for 58 yards. Smith is hung on to by Wilbur Young. Wilbur Young, 285 pounds. He took off 30 or 35 pounds from last season. Denny Stabler, they'll hold for him. 25-yard field goal. Landers done it again now. 11 out of 12 this year. He's kicked inside the 40-yard line. That's been the only score of the second half. Your schedule, the big game is Cleveland at Pittsburgh, 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Right now, the Raiders have a first down on the 20-yard line. This is Marv Hubbard. And Hubbard goes out of bounds. They spot him out at his 25, a 5-yard pickup. Charlie Smith sliding out of bounds at the 31, and it's good for a first down. Lance Davis replaces him. Now you talk about the days of the hair. How's this one look to you, kid?
He's going to be something else, though, Kurt. Still close to the ground. Close to the ground. I think he's 6'4". That's not too close. But he's powerful. He can move very well.
First down for the Raiders on their 31. There goes Hubbard. He was released at one time. Went and played in a minor league and then brought back, signed by the Raiders. Now he's become a starting star.
There you go. Big Marv all by himself. Fields misses him. Big hole, offensive line. Real flush. Boy, they get on this man in Kansas City. There's quite a thing that goes on between Marv Hubbard. There's the Marv Hubbard booster crowd in the background.
They're starting to yell, "We want Hubbard," because Hubbard was given this by the Kansas City fans, 82,000 there. And Davis to the 50-yard line. Now the Raiders are wearing him down. Mike Sensabaugh had to come up to hit him. At Kansas City, Hubbard did not have a good day, and the Kansas City fans at the tail end of the game kept yelling, "We want Hubbard. We want Hubbard." So today now, the Raiders come back with a yell. 2 yards to go. Oakland leading 26-3. The NBC football scoreboard coming up next. We'll have complete scores and details. There's a yell, "We want Hubbard." What's Hubbard have now, Joe? Picked up 63 yards. And they look to have another first down. JC, you wanted 44, you got it.
You know, Terry, it's so interesting, really. It's what makes this game so great. Two cities a couple of thousand miles apart, and to have this kind of a rivalry. The fans here, it sounds like we're back at Arrowhead, only it's a little reversed this time.
Bob Brown goes out of the game. The great tackle with the Eagles, the Rams, and here. He had his knee operated on last week, and 3 weeks later was playing. George Bueller's out. John Bella's gone in now. Tyler's in replacing Brown. Clyde Werner and Sensabaugh makes the hit on little Clarence Davis.
The thing we haven't seen in this football game is the brother act. I haven't seen Gene Upshaw 63 for the Oakland Raiders as yet. Lock on 81, his brother Marv on the far side.
Oakland's on the Kansas City 42, 3:40 to play. Oakland leading 26-3. Davis to the 41, and that's all. The Raiders in 1967 and again in 1969 lost only 1 game a season. They won 13 out of 14 in 67. They won 12, lost 1, and tied 1 in 69. This victory will give them 7 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. Kansas City will have 6 losses after today.
Bill Peterson not having enough trouble with the Houston Oilers with one of his quarterbacks out early, Dickey. Now Dan Pastorini, a quarterback of the Houston Oilers, has also injured his arm. The extent of it we don't know at this time. If we get it, we'll pass it on to you.
A holding foul against the Raiders puts the ball back on their 45-yard line. Upshaw, the left guard, is the man that held. They have a second down and 20. Monica to the sideline to Hubbard. And Hubbard caught the ball inbounds at his 49. Look out, here's a fight going on. They went hard into LaMonica after he let the ball go. LaMonica down at the bottom. And they clear him away. I've never seen a game that doesn't jump happen one of these two games.
Bell up to this point has been kind of savoring this concert. He's been walking up very nonchalant. They got to him at Kansas City, and he remembers that. It was Gene's brother, Marvin. Gene Upshaw had the holding penalty. Marvin Upshaw just got this most recent one.
Third down and 14. The screen. Clarence Davis. And Jim Otto, his center, is floating down. He might have made the first down. And Jim Lynch made the hit for Kansas City. And they have not been back. Pat Lanier didn't even suit up for the second half. Now the Raiders are going to go for it and they get a hand from their fans. They have a fourth down and 3 yards to go. And now a timeout.
And you can be sure
For less than 300 yards total offense. And the Raiders have over 200 yards rushing today. It's a fourth down and 3. And they have it. Marv Hubbard. He's gone. Maybe. No, they get him from behind. Marv Hubbard. And the fans are glorying here in the rushing of Hubbard. He got it from the fans of Kansas City, but is paying him back today.
boy, these fans love it because it's their Marv that's doing it. Good cut here. Having quite a day. Oakland's having quite a day.
Marv Hubbard now has 96 yards rushing. And he's gained most of them here. He's averaged 8 yards a carry today, Al. 8 yards a carry for Marv Hubbard.
The Houston Oilers fan, Dan Pastorini, is back in action. He just had a 3-yard pass for a touchdown.
Marv Hubbard now has 873 yards in the season, and it appears unless he gets hurt, and they use him the last 3 games, he'll go over 1,000 yards for the year. He had only 9 yards in the first half today. He's gained 87 yards in the second half. O.J. Simpson went over 1,000 yards today for the year. Larry Brown's already done it. Sonka will probably do it. Mike Garrett is a good shot. John Riggins is a great shot at it. He'll probably make it in the next game for the Jets. First down. Raiders in the Kansas City 11. And Hubbard just picked up a yard as he goes to the 10. Tackled by Jim Lynch. And we figured out 11 or 12 players with an excellent chance to get to 1,000 yards. Even Bobby Douglas of the Bears had a shot at it, a quarterback. He was over 700 yards going into today's game. You need 72 yards a game for the year to make 1,000 yards. That's for 14 games. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. And Davis out of bounds in the 2. Ooh. They really put him to the concrete. Oh, this is a good third back to bring in the game, Al.
Yeah, it sure is. And boy, that offensive line of the Oakland Raiders, they've been outstanding. Haven't seen Peanuts play as devastatingly as he has today. He's awesome when he leads it around. He looks like Larry Little of the Miami Dolphins. Here's Hubbard out. Big hand for him. He won't get his 100. Standing ovation for Marv Hubbard. Put Banasat in. They have a third down and 2 to go for a first down. And they're not going to get it. Clarence Davis is stopped at the 2-yard line. 1 minute to play. Our statistician, as usual, for NBC, Joe Costanza. Done a great job for us this year. Dick Smith and Bill Breslin helping in the booth. There's young John Madden, who's 4th year as head coach. Our production stage manager, Carl McCarthy. Well, the Raiders are down to 4th and 2 in the last 30 seconds of this game. And they've all but wrapped up the Western Division Conference of the American Football Conference. Western Division of that conference. Bobby Bell charges across. Now Bell points. The Paul Siler said, he drew me off. Number 65. Illegal procedure against Oakland. Bell got back. He was nearly in the Oakland backfield, but you saw him run back across. That's all right. And then Paul Siler moved to right tackle to make it a legal procedure. 75 yards and penalties against the Raiders today. 23 seconds to go. It's now 4th down and 7 for a first down. 4th and 6, actually. Swinging Davis wide, now he cuts back in, and he's just short. There goes another pile up back to the line. One last flurry. Looked like a fumble that Mike Sensabaugh recovered. And they want the yardstick brought on. It was no fumble. I think it was a helmet flew loose. Sensabaugh thought it was the ball. This is not exactly the most momentous measurement of the year. No, that's right. I don't really think it's going to change the season around. And Kansas City holds. And will take the ball over with 12 seconds to go on their own 1-yard line. 1.5-yard line. A disappointing game for the Chiefs, but they were really battered with injury. The key players injured early in the game, and it really hurt them. They run Jeff Kinney, and Kinney is stacked up on his 6. And there it is. The game is over, as the Oakland Raiders have just about wrapped up the Western Division of the American Conference with a convincing 26-3 victory today over the Kansas City Chiefs. Marv Hubbard is our guest here after the game. Marv, I don't know whether you know it or not. I think you're about 2 or 3 yards short of 100 yards today, but what a second half you had. You gained about 87, 88 yards in that second half.
Well, I've got to give all the credit to my line. We have a really fine line here, and they were really putting all out, and I figured I should put out full speed for them. And I figured the team, we did real well in our backs. I think we blocked well for each other. We ran the ball well. We passed well. It was just a good game for us.
Hey, Marv, Al DeRogatis, congratulations. Really a great game. And also, Marv, I got a little background for our viewers about this little feud that you seem to have going with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, I don't actually have a feud. I've got a kind of a big mouth, seems like, when we do these things, and I end up usually putting my foot in it. And this doesn't make the Kansas City fans too happy, and this doesn't make the Chiefs too happy. I said before the game this week we were going to do our talking on the field, and I think we did it today. We beat a fine football team. They've been slowed by a few injuries, which hurt them, but I'll tell you, they hit as hard as ever out there.
Mark, it looks like you're about in now as Western Division champ. How do you rate Oakland in the playoffs when you're in there?
Well, I'll tell you, I have to rate us the favorites, the dark horse favorites. We've been there before a few times. We're kind of sick of sitting home on Christmas Day and New Year's Day watching other people play. We got great harmony on the team this year. We're playing well as a unit, and we figured to go all the way.
Thanks very much to Marv Hubbard, the leading ball carrier in today's game.
Thank you, Kurt.
All right, Marv. So that's it from the Oakland Alameda Coliseum. 26-3. The Oakland Raiders won it going away. The Chiefs were handicapped early in the game when they lost Willie Lanier, Buck Buchanan, Len Dawson, and Otis Taylor played only one play in the game. Curt Gowdy and DeROGATIS bid you good evening from Oakland.